Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. It is Tuesday the 3rd of December 2024, just gone 11 in the PM. File reading time, again, this time of Resident Evil Revelations. First came out in 2012, I think, for the 3DS out of all things. Handheld Resident Evil games are not my preferred choice to play them. So this stars the BSAA, Chris Gill, and some newcomers in the mix, which you only see for like one game, and they have to go on board a cruise ship to investigate some black market terrorists who bought the virus from the black market in order to use for themselves. And the new virus that they made, the T-Abyss virus, basically zombie-acratic life. As you can see, it's on everything. It is on everything. And the latest release was in 2017 for the Nintendo Switch. Let's see, let's get to the files section and let's read the files. There is a lot, but let's get into them. Genesis manual, version 1.0.9. Genesis, the nickname of a high-level bioscanner currently being tested and developed by the Global Pharmaceutical Consortium. It bounces special synchronization radiation off a target in order to analyze it. Viral analysis. It is possible to detect and analyze even the smallest amount of viruses. Vaccine manufacturing. Since version 1.0.4, it has been possible to produce simple vaccines from the viral analyst data. Detection. Using synchronized radiation, it is possible to detect specific objects. The data for bullets, medicinal herbs, etc. are registered within the internal memory for testing. If a detectable object is nearby, the indicator in the lower right area of the monitor will light up. And you basically get that when you start off the game. Yeah, that's basically like you just scan different things, and like the more you scan, you get like different items and that. It's pretty cool. On handling the new prototype, there will be a new prototype introduced on this mission. All mission participants are urged to use extreme caution. When handling the special prototype, all instructions by the handler must be followed to the letter. In an event of an emergency, follow the contingency guidelines in the Hazards and Emergencies Manual. Once the prototype abilities has been activated, it will be impossible to control them. The prescribed sedative must be administered every hour during transportation. While it is possible to control the special prototype, its behaviour in the field cannot be accurately predicted. When control is no longer variable, please contact headquarters on a dedicated line. And that is on the Snowy Path, Winter Canyon 1, episode 2.1. Oh yeah, this is a chaptered game, by the way. On the rocks next to the crash plane, and it's in episode 5.3 as well. I think that's like it's like a different scenario. I'm not quite sure. Flight plan. Area of the flight IFR. Aircraft identification EC6177. Type of aircraft C-1306. Departure point Redicola, Del Monte Air Base. Destination that airport. I don't know exactly what area it is, but you're on sea for the most of it, so it doesn't really matter. And that's on the Snowy Path, episode 2.1, on the body that falls out of the cockpit of the crash plane when you open the door. Plants with medicinal properties. We always need to know about herbs. Third edition, botany. Humans has been using plants to heal wounds and cure diseases ever since the ancient times. An example of one of these types of plants is a herb. It grows wild in the Arklay Mountains area. The bright green herb not only heals fatigue, but it also helps strengthen the natural healing process so that wounds heal faster. In addition, it has an active immune function that can be extremely useful against viral infection. The medicinal applications are vast, and they are already starting to be used in the field. Please consider supplying yourselves with these herbs in order to protect yourself and your family from the recent threats of bioterrorism. In other words, eat herbs. Green makes you good. And that's a kind of rehash from the first botany file in the very first game. And that's in the library, lower cabins and cafeteria on the Queen Zenobia. That's from the ships. Episode 2 onwards. On the bookshelf on the south corner of the room. Daily Courier Article 1. This is when the things start to get a bit long. London Daily Courier. Tragedy in Terra Grigia by Donato that person. A beast slouches towards Europe to be born, and it is a beast, and that beast is the Federal Bioterrorism Commission. What is unique about this beast is that the Federal Species Protection Committee that gave birth to it is no beast itself. It was intended to assist the US in its counter-bioterrorism efforts. Unfortunately, Europe has become home to a tragedy that has roused the beast. The FBC has taken complete control of the biohazard outbreak in Terra Grigia and has in effect barred the participation of other countries. Terra Grigia is a acropolis that has developed jointly by the US and European teams to research and develop alternative energy sources. The impetus behind the city's development is twofold. The Europeans wanted to halt climate change, and the Americans hoped to develop an energy sources for Africa. To that end of the city, it was placed strategically in the Mediterranean Sea. So that's the body of water you're in. Terra Grigia has enjoyed cooperative administration by both sides and have been held up as a model of success US-European cooperation. The terrorist attack in Terra Grigia has put a kibosh on that. According to the conditions stipulated in the treaty out in Terra Grigia's governance, both US and Europe have equal authority during the terrorist attack. Only during the event of bioterrorism does the FBC assume a leadership role. The FBC was formed with the express purpose of dealing with threats posed by bioterrorism. They have a crack squad of soldiers on permanent standby, and by that measure they have the most expansive charter of any organisation in Europe. During a time of crisis, they have the blessing of the US to take charge and control the situation. They should be part of NATO then, because if they want to be the growing leaders. And that's how the FBC came to be in charge of the current chaos in Terra Grigia. The FBC Commissioner, Morgan Lansdale, has announced that EU involvement will not be tolerated while his organisation deals with the crisis. European authorities pressed Lansdale to respect the rights in this matter, and they were able to convince him to bring in Commander Clive R. O'Brien of the BSAA, a well-respected international civilian group. The problem, however, is even though O'Brien himself is a bioterrorism expert, he is working with virtually no support staff, which limits the scope of actions he can take. While the story on the tragedy is still unfolding, it would seem that the FBC is ignorant to the extent of the suffering of Terry Greiger. Whenever Lansdale has the ability and the intelligence to handle the attack without becoming a Yeatseen beast, is also remains to be seen, and that's in the office room 3 of the Terry Greiger level, and it's on the lockers. That was a long article, by the way. The FBC's charter. The Federal Bioterrorism Commission was founded by the US government to be the enforcing agency of the guidelines set forth in the National Species Protection Act. This document outlines the FBC's charter and responsibilities of its members. The FBC is charged with protecting the United States and her interests from biological threats. Our organisation will work with other countries and their respective wildlife protection organs to guard public health, such as we are tasked with ensuring the biological safety of the public at large. All duties of the FBC members include the research, training and support of the biological community. Policies will be fomented on a need-only basis, with any additional budgets, expenditures and extraordinary activities being approved by a parliamentary session of the Wildlife Protection Committee. The FBC chair is selected by the Wildlife Protection Committee. The chair's duties include complete oversight of the FBC and coordination of all activities with respective US cabinet officials. The FBC chair is the final overseer of the National Animal Protection Committee. All members of the National Animal Protection Community are entitled to request help from the chair, including the Secretaries of State and Defence and the Director of National Intelligence. However, the chair has the final authority on all matters of national biological safety. That's a lot of words right there, and that's in the Office Room 2, Chapter 3.1 on the table. Ship's layout. For all staff and crew, the Queen Zenobia is a pleasure cruise liner that provides world-class service with the comfort of a luxury hotel for our passengers. The ship offers numerous services and facilities for our guests. As a representative for the ship, it is your job to be familiar with all the facilities that can be found here. The following list outlines some of the major facilities on this ship. Please read each one carefully. Promenade Hall. Boasting an area of 1,500 square meters, the ship's Promenade Hall has 3 floors and is more spacious than any other ship in the world. The interior is done in a Gothic style, with ceilings covered in chandeliers. Its beauty and style rivals that of the finest opera houses. Casino. The ship's casino can be found next to the Promenade Hall. All kinds of gambling pleasures await our guests, including card games and slot machines. Everything guests would expect from a casino can be found here 24 hours a day. Restaurants and shops. The Promenade Hall has designer goods and brand name stores from all over the world. Guests can relax at our many restaurants and bars. There are also shops that cater to our guests' everyday needs. Emergency Communications Room. There is an emergency communications room next to the promenade that can be used as a safety point during an emergency. Crew can also use this room to transmit an emergency distress call should the need arise. Solarium. The shattered glass. The shattered glass of the solarium overlooks the world's largest onboard swimming pool. This romantic spot has been a favourite destination for many of our passengers. Be on the lookout for customers who sneak in after hours. And that's in the conference room of the bridge lower level. And where is it? There we are. Discarded message. Oh, thank God, a short one. Oh God, please help me. This can't be happening. Don't leave me to die in this hell. I'm trapped here. The monsters are here, real ones. Everyone's dead or dying. There are no survivors. Shit, we're going to die. That was the captain's private cabin, bridge lower level, and it's on the coffee table. Now this is when things start to get real. Like these other ones were basically like, information about the game. That now it's starting to get like proper. History of the Queen Zenobia. Tonnage 148,000 gross tons. Displacement 90,000 tons. Length 335.8 meters. Beam 52.3 meters. Height 93.97 meters. Proposition electric diesel proposition. Crew 1,094 officers and crew. Passengers 2,200. This Paraguayas line flagship was constructed in 1978. The interior is designed to replicate the ships of the 1930s, the golden age of cruise ships. The design was based on blueprints left by George Trevor before his disappearance. That's interesting. That's things like I've rarely played Revelation, so most of this is new lore for me. I've seen playthroughs, I've seen like speedruns and that, but I've never played it myself, to be fair. Well, not properly anyway. But it's good. It basically like they go off of George Trevor's work, which is why the ships look like what they do, and why it's got puzzles. Newspapers from the time of the ship's construction reports accolades to the designs received. The ship herself is named after Zenobia, the queen of the Ptolemaic Empire, who was deposed by the Romans. Like the legendary beauty of her namesake, the ship is also known as the Beauty of the Atlantic, and remained one of the most popular cruise ships built during the 20th century. With the rise of air travel supplanting the popularity of long seafaring voyages, it looked like the Queen Zenobia, along with her sister ship, was destined to be junked in the late 80s. Fortunately, she was purchased by the Paraguayas line, and her steam turbines were replaced with electric and diesel propulsion system. Her hold and cabin areas were expanded, and she was upgraded with the latest technology. The Queen Zenobia was reborn with a fully functioning luxury liner. Well, that will save a lot of money, like rather than scrap it, because rebuild it from the inside out and replace it with like newer parts. So yeah, after its restoration, Queen Zenobia was set out on a cruise around the world, followed by one around South America and many others. In the future, she will find her main harbour at the Mediterranean for her cruises around Africa. Queen Zenobia will be bringing pleasure to customers for years to come. The History of Queen Zenobia, 1995 edition. Now it's in the captain's private cabin, and it's in the room. I'm not going to go into detail like whereabouts it is, because the name of where it is. Note found in room 303. What the hell is going on? Monsters are crawling all over the ship. They're tearing it to pieces. We've never seen monsters like this. The movements are stiff, stilted, but it's over if they get hold of you. Those pieces of shit monsters ain't my friend Hassan. Bastards. I'm going to use my gun to frighten them off, giving me a time to get the hell out of there. The bullet went straight through its arm. Thank God these monsters have bones like an old woman. There's nowhere to run now. Damn monster twisted my leg good. Hell, I've run out of ammo too. God knows how am I going to survive this. That was in room 303. Emergency communications room note. This is an emergency communications room and no one gets in without my permission, and not without the key. If you want it, come and find me at the usual spot in the promenade deck. Your comms officer. There's a message scrawled underneath. This is crap. The ship is crawling with freaks and monsters. I'm going to the promenade because at least I can find food there. Anyone who is still alive can meet me up there. You know where to find me. I am not going out like that. I promise you that. I hope I'm not the only survivor. Your friendly neighbourhood comms officer. And that was in the Grand Hall, floor 2. Wait a minute. Yeah, I done that one. Okay. Communications officer's journal. Oh god, another big one. Oh, I think I know what this one is. Day 1. I made the right decision coming up to the promenade. They've got food and beverages to last me a long time. I can still hear them things out there, clawing at the door and looking for prey. Too bad they ain't getting in here. I have no idea if anyone else is still alive, but I know I'm going to make it through alright. Day 2. Shit, those damn things got through the air ducts, but I put them all down before they could do any real damage. I've trained for this, and I trained hard. Hats off to me. Good thing I was up when it happened. No more deep sleeps for me. Day 3. After yesterday's surprise party, I haven't been able to sleep a wink. My nerves are frayed. I wish I wasn't the only one here. Pretty tired today. Don't feel well. I better not have got sick. I shouldn't have moved. Need to conserve energy. Just hang in there. I think this is day 4. I got a fever. I hope these monsters don't find me like this. I am so out of it. Am I infected? Or is it just a cold? There's a big lump on my head. It hurts. I wish I had someone to talk to. I'm so alone. How many days is it? I found someone to talk to. So happy. He is very funny. He tells jokes lots. They are funny. I laugh. His face is so close in my face. He thinks so too. No room to move. Had a fight. He wanted all the foods. He was eating meat. Good tasty meat. I saw his face chewing eating. No meat for me. Looked tasty. His head looked tasty. Help. Can't move. Trapped. Not me, not me. Who is me? Please help. Please help. Mayday. Eat meat. Eat meat. Yeah, that's the comms. That's like the most like heartbreaking note in the game, because it's like you can hear his like suffering through this. That's in the storeroom, and like when you actually get to fight him, he's just saying Mayday, help me all the time. So he's still got his consciousness like in him, but obviously it's not him. So it's like one of the most tragic fights ever. It's horrible. Cleaning report for next on duty. There were notes handwritten in the comments column of the report. March 25th. There were some kind of barnacles clinging to the bottom of the pool. I don't know where they come from. Please take care of them. March 30th. The barnacles are back again. They look like they're grouping together into some little colony. Maybe they are new species. It might be fun to keep them as a pet. You don't want them barnacles. April 10th. It looks like the pipe that distributes the water was damaged, but it's fixed. it was fixed, but there was a chance that some contamination on this end. The guy in charge of security wasn't very happy. Maybe it has something to do with a new species of barnacle. April 12th. Yikes! That's no new species of barnacle, that's for sure. The report ends here, and that's in the purifying room of the swimming pool area. And apparently that does not appear in the 3DS version. Safety procedures. Let me just check how long I've been going for. 25 minutes. Okay. Because this vessel was involved in a prior accident or incident, safety standards go beyond those outlined in the Maritime Safety Act has been introduced. All crew must read and study the manual to be prepared to act in case of an emergency. The Queen Zenobia has 2 unique power generators. If the main power generator should fail, the backup generator in the bilge will compensate for its loss and supply the entire ship with operating power. This ship contains vertical and horizontal bulkheads that automatically divert the water in case of flooding. In the event of an emergency, the bulkheads can be operated by the control system in the bilge. The system will continue to operate even after sustaining minimal damage. Now it's in the emergency communications room of F2 Hull. Casino staff report. I finally found out how to bypass the security on the VIP room. The room's reserved for all the high rollers, so I've been curious at what goes on in there. It's so easy. All you have to do is feed coins to the casino girl next to the door, and you can bypass any security. You have to hit the precise rate, 107 grams, a small price to pay for access to the VIP room. Like, how you get them coins is you basically you get a coin in the casino, and you just have to go and do like some of the slot machines with this coin, because you get the coin back, and you just do it until you actually like win a load of coins, and then you take that to the casino girl, and you have to like weigh in like how many grams you need. And that is in the casino floor of the casino. A scribbled memo. Dearest friend, I'm at my wit's end. I am sorry, but I must go ahead. They are sleeping, but they will wake eventually. Now it's my chance. I'm thinking about them makes my hair stand on end. Their ugly bodies, they're not of this world. Their stench look like rotting organs, and their screams like echoes from hell itself. I am so frightened that I can't stop shaking, even now as I write this. Be careful, the bloated blisters on the walls are their eggs. They can regenerate from them. Please do not think I abandoned you. I did it for my family. I will pray for your safety. That's the thing, because it's like, you can't really go back to people. You have to basically save yourself and just hope that people can fight. That's in the VIP room of the casino. So when you unlock that door, you can go in and get that note, as well as going to the next area. Mysterious instructions. It looks like a message. It is essential that we carry out our mission. I'm pretty sure, as expediently as possible after boarding the Queen Zenobia. Our 2 targets will be here soon, but they must not compromise the mission. Take appropriate actions. Do not overreact. 1. Securing the room. Find the most accessible room in the crew quarters and secure it. Intel indicates that there could be BOW activity on the ship. Well, there is. Act with extreme caution at all times. Materials. The spy props you were given were meant to be used to sow confusion among the targets. Follow the instructions for where to distribute them around the room. After that, leave the room immediately. Do not leave any trace of your presence. The main point of the mission is to mislead the targets. So it must be carried out quickly and stealthily. Do not let the target see you. Do not discourage or fire upon them. Your primary concern should be your concealment. Leave everything else to me. And that was in the storeroom of the crew quarters lower level of the Queen Zenobia. Anonymous note. I was forced on this mission. I had no desire to come here for a job that could get me killed. At any rate, stage 1 is complete. I got the key for the flight lift. Now I can access the bilge. The ship was used as a base of operations for the terrorist attack on Terra Grigia 1 year ago. I found the UAV on the ship's foredeck that was used to disperse the virus. Finding the UAV was good. Getting attacked out of nowhere by an ugly monster was bad. I knew the mission would suck from the moment I took it. My headlight feels like it's going to split open. I've already lost an eye already. Oh, it's hard to see. I feel like crap. My arms are starting to feel weird too. My right arm split into two. Blood all over my body. I can see my bones. I need a doctor bad. The wife needs to secure. This is a graphic note as well. Oh. Doctor station, crew quarters lower level, where the body of Rachel used to be. This is Rachel. This is definitely Rachel, because it does describe what she went through. Again, Rachel is another really tragic character in this game. Suicide note. God, it's getting worse. The writing is small and shaky. It is the end of the line for me. I only have one bullet left. Lots of good that will do me in a fight. No, but that bullet is all for me. So long, everyone. It was a good ride while it lasted. That was in the library 3, lower cabins and cafeteria. God, there's some really depressing notes in this game. Piece of a manifesto. Destiny and I do not mean to sound flippant. Is made before we even get a say, and it is the will of a higher power. The impure will not be cursed. It is their destiny to be torn apart by the fangs of the hounds. I cannot spare sympathy for the victims of this world. They are the ones who created it. It is the same will that robbed the dog of its bite. No longer will I howl. I will sharpen my fangs. No longer will I roar. I will sharpen my claws. All our comrades are waiting for the time that they may sacrifice themselves to the cause. Only the hounds are pure of purpose, and it is only they who may purge the world. We do not hunt alone. We hunt in packs. We are Veltro. And that was Carl Benento there. Veltro is the terrorist group that basically started it all. And that was in the projector room of the airport building. So that looks like it's in Chris's. No, it's not in Chris's one. Because that's the thing, is like, there's like, you get to play as like either like throughout the game you're playing as like multiple characters. So it's quite interesting like how it's done. Memo left in the engine room. Timing is needed to restore power. 2 keys must be used at the same time. Just in case, I put the restart key, you know where. Know where I'm talking about? You don't, please. You really need to get in gear. Upper engine room. Bilge block level 3. Steam pipe maintenance report. To all maintenance staff, one of the covers came off the pipes in the bilge passageway, and now there's steam pouring out of it. The steam is scalding, so you'll have to do a little work around to get by it. In the engine room, there are 2 levers. Use the levers match the needle in the meter on the meter to the proper letters. It will stop the steam from pouring out of the pipe. The letters and corresponding locations are as follows: maintenance room, engine room upper level, engine room lower level. Remember, if you stop the steam from leaking in one area, it will leak out in the other. Keep this in mind when adjusting the needle to the relevant area. So once you stop the steam going from one area, you can explore that area, and like you can do it for like different areas. You have to do it one at a time. That was in the upper engine room of the bilge block level 3. Velcro Agents Journal 1, 2004. We are at last putting our final plan to action. Jack Norman, our leader and brother in arms, came up with this plan. When we first heard of it, we had our doubts that it could even be pulled off. But now the time has come to enact this extraordinary plan, thanks to the skill of our comrades and the one who supported our ideals with his power and influence. He has prepared these ships for our use. These luxury liners are symbols of the delegation of humanity, and will be fitting vessels for the distribution of the virus that will purge humanity. I have been assigned the task of boarding the Queen Zenobia for our mission. And that was Bernard Corty. 2004, 12 hours until mission start. My body is trembling and I can't stop it. It could be the excitement or fear or both. Strange biological organisms created by the virus are milling around a secret lab in the bilge. The virus can be dissolved in the water, so anyone who drinks the water will turn into a monster. That's how it spread so fast, and that's how the comms officer got infected. He drank the water. The Hunter type BOW was infected off-site and will spread the virus on land. The Dedekind eyesore that was a floating city will soon be turned into a veritable hell on earth. We must bring hell to the people, or the scales will not fall from their eyes. That is how Norman phrased it. If that grizzled financier of ours believes in Norman, then we who serve him do so as well. And that was Bernard Corty, and that was in the storage room of the observation deck level 2. So it's like proper terrorist activities. In other words, what was this? Skullum something development document is a BOW that utilizes the well-suited DNA of a shark. I know these things. I've seen these things. The genetic makeup of the sharks has changed very little during their history as predators for millions of years, and that use of DNA provides fierce aggression in these weapons. The let's call them shark enemies or sharks. Form and colour resembles that of a shark's ancestors, and its spiny appendages resemble lances. The spines are a characteristic of cartilaginous fish that they form when an area of placoid scales mutate and combined into hardened muscle fibre. This allows the creatures to use piercing attacks and move with as much agility as land animals. On top of that, the scales are strong as an armoured car, far surpassing the scales of a normal shark. This gives them unparalleled frontal defences. And that was in the charging room of the epidemic prevention block. New virus type development report. Oh god, another long one. As our genetic mapping of the new virus, the Abyss, neared its completion, the Global Pharmaceutical Consortium offered the assistance of the research branch via their contacts in an unnamed country. That they proposed combining the Abyss with a weaponized virus called the T-virus to make our virus more suited for research and experimentation. The new recombinant virus, which utilizes the DNS of the sea-based organisms at its base, should make it easier to create BOWs. We have successfully broken down one of the barriers for its creation of bioorganic weapons. The T-virus includes human genetic material and is capable of cross-infection. However, the speed at which the abyss triggers transformation is so rapid, it breaks down cellular structure of the host. Fortunately, this problem was overcome by adjusting the rate of the infection occurs in the host body. There is one side effect, however, that we did not anticipate. While the cellular breakdown is no longer a problem, half the host's solid mass, including musculature and bones, is liquefied during infection. The host body becomes highly malleable, allowing it to attack a target from unexpected places. That's why they always melt when you shoot them, and they come out of the fucking ground for some reason. That's why. Some of the hosts have shown the ability to secrete their liquefied bony material from their hands and feet, thus giving their appendages a sharp and protective coverings. Human hosts, such as these, has been designated with the code name Ooze. Such hosts only retain humanoid form with much effort, and while they can sustain this form, they lack visible resemblance to their former selves. With each experiment and every infected host, we draw closer to perfecting the virus. As far as bioweaponry industry is concerned, the product itself is useless unless a vaccine can prevent an infection also has been developed. We will need as much much more data from clinical trials for that to happen. Deriving antibodies from new test subjects will require time and luck. I recently heard some ramblings from the higher-ups about a man-made pandemic. I suppose that's a business for bioterrorism. So in other words, they've sold the a version of the T-virus, and they put their Abyss virus on it. That's how they made the T-Abyss virus. And that's actually quite scary, because all you need to do is pour it into the ocean. There you go, you got zombie fish. And that was in the records room, Epidemic Prevention Block, Queen Zenobia. Researching the deep sea virus. Montpellier Marine University conducted research via unmanned submersible during the fourth expedition to the Kircher Trench at 9,000 meters. A new type of super deep sea predatory fish was discovered. It's not the meg, is it? The megalodon. The deep seas has a unique effect on living organisms, but this creature, in addition to its usual tolerance of high pressures, displays unbelievable degree of malleability and ferocity not usually found at these depths. What surprised us after examining the fish is that these unique traits are not native with the fish's biology, but they were caused by a viral infection. Owing to the unfathomable nature of the virus, we decided to give it a name, the Abyss. We will continue to research it, and we must find out why it takes the large fat and water reserves of this deep sea fish, of deep sea fish, which is suited for the high pressure and low oxygen, low temperature depths, and turns them into high density bone and muscle structures that they are not usually found in organisms who live in deep water habitats. If we can successfully develop a working BOW, we will have moved the research in the field light years ahead. It is important to note that blood transmission of the virus happens in 99.76% of all cases to date. A rare case, in rare cases, some test subjects do not become infected if they take the virus orally, perhaps because it's diluted. So, what does it? If you drink it, it won't work. We do all we can to improve the effectiveness of the virus and redouble our efforts. The rest of the paper is faded and illegible. That was in the records room of the Prevention Block, Queen Zenobia. That we all did, no. Yeah, we did that. Completion of the new virus. T. abyss virus contains genetic material from both the abyss and the T virus. In and of itself, if it's not much of a threat, but has been allowed to lay the groundwork for the study of weaponized marine viruses. I fear, however, that my name will someday will be known for assisting with the production of the world's most terrible weapon. If a conceded liquid form of the virus were to be released in a large enough area of the sea, our data indicates that it could contaminate all of the world's oceans in a very short time, starting with bacteria at the point of contamination, and then causing a chain reaction that could impact all forms of sea life. Once the T. abyss virus contaminates an area of the sea, it will cause mutations at the genetic level of all forms in the area. It would be impossible to predict the severe ecological impact on humanity. I have my doubts on whether the research I'm doing here is actually to prevent bioterrorism and biohazard outbreaks. And that was in the office of the laboratory upper level of the Queen Zenobia. Veltro Agents Journal 2. This is going to be another fucking long one. Oh, it's not as bad. Okay. 2004. Mission elapsed time 2+ days. The mission was a success. Terra Grigia is now a full-blown hell on Earth. We unleashed the ultimate virus to rend the city with terror and violence. The FVC sent its soldiers, but they were like lambs before lions. We have achieved our goal. The world will know that they do not have to wait for hell. It's already there. Open your eyes, world. Open your eyes to the truth. And it was Bernard. 2004. Mission elapsed time 5 days. The ship has been contaminated. The virus has turned my comrades into horrible monsters, and these monsters turned everyone else into monsters. Why is this happening? You fucked up. You screwed yourself. Why is this happening? We were going to bring this hell to the masses, not brought the hell to us. The same thing is happening at these Semiramis. That's the Semiramis area. That's the name of the other ship. The virus has contaminated all of the ships. It cannot be a coincidence. Someone has been using us all along. But none of us would ever betray Veltro. The only one that would do this is our mysterious financer. He is the only one who is not here, Norman. We need your guidance. Deliver us from this evil. The rest of the paper is missing. Experimentum Laboratory upper level. And that's in the later chapters. Development materials Malakova. The development of codename Malakoda happened by pure chance. We were infecting various species of fish with the T. abyss virus as part of our research into marine-based BOWs. By chance, one of the test subjects was contaminated with the parasites. The parasite is Geodotitis. That one. A small, again names, fish. When T. abyss is used to infect a host, not only does it infect a host, but the parasite as well. The unique mutations formed by the dual infections have allowed us to improve our overall BOW development. A larval Malakoda is only about 1 centimeter in length. Because it is so small, it can be used as a parasite to infect a host by secreting a liquid that contains the virus. The parasite mutates inside the host and matures rapidly. Perhaps the synergenic effect of the T. abyss and the secretion causes an increase of the metabolism of the organism. The size of which the Malakova can develop is congenient to the size of the host. While clinical tests has yet to be carried out, if a whale were to be used as a host, there is no limit to the size of the Malakova could assume. That actually, that's alluding to the giant whale boss that you have to fight at the end of the near the end of the game, middle of the game, because that's a massive boss. That is. Experiment room, laboratory upper level, and it's on the table. Infection log for Lacrine Zenobia. Oh my god, this is a long one. Researcher Ryan, 2004. After the final note was played in the tragedy known as Terrigia Panic, we seized the ship and began to carry out our mission quickly and secretly. The Regia Solis destroyed the city, and now the ship is the only place that we can observe and spread the mutation of the T. abyss virus, along with the unconceived research. This is perfect environment to conduct research, and we must make the most of it. The only setback is that the host infected with the abyss virus this will make research very difficult for us. It will not last long as a place of research and science before the entire place is overwhelmed with creatures. We must act quickly. 2005. Our research on the virus has proceeded rather smoothly, and we was able to develop a proper vaccine. With our goals accomplished, there is no longer any need for the ship. We have decided to abandon it. A few members of our team did not survive long enough to see this moment, but that's the cost of doing research. When we told Lansdale about our breakthrough with the vaccine, he showed us uncharacteristic facility. There is something scribbled in after an area where the pages were torn out. As soon as the research data was sent, the doors of the facility were shut and the BOWs awakened from their cryogenic sleep. I don't understand how I could miss seeing that Veltro wasn't the only disposable pawn in all of this, although funny, almost funny really. I see now that it was he who arranged for those for those things to come to pass. He gave the terrorists the T. abyss virus, which led to the Terrigia Panic. That gave us lots of valuable data on the infection, which then led to the eventual development of the vaccine. and thanks on his position of authority, he used the Vega Solis to eradicate the virus and the terrorists. The terrorists and all the fools in the city. Any traces or links to us vanished with it. The end result, however, is that the world is now afraid of the virus, and the FBC charter has been strengthened and expanded. I am awestruck with the degree of perfection with which Lansdale orchestrated all these events. This is one for the history books, to be sure. Hopefully, the demand for the vaccine will bring an end to the rest of the acolytes, and the riches were just so justly deserved. The rest is just scribbles, is illegible, and that's in the laser maze room of the laboratory lower level of the Zenobia. Oh, here we go. Mysterious Journal. He finally made his move. I don't even know how long I've been waiting for this. My mission is the key to success. It is the reason why I've given up so much already. In order to get incontrovertible evidence to use against Morgan, I had to bring Veltro back to life. I thought this plan was weak, dangerous even, when O'Brien first brought it to me. But we couldn't figure out any of the alternative would work. We set up a fake base of operations for Veltro in the mountains of northern Europe, and then we spread rumours of a big big Operation Veltro was planning to the BSAA. When the BSAA began the investigation, Morgan started to panic. Those spies of his must have tipped him off. Morgan is very careful and is suspicious by nature. I suspect everything went well because we didn't leak the news of Veltro directly to the FBC. It's like that, how that saying goes. Be careful of the web you weave. I was able to hijack the Queen Zenobia before Veltro could do anything to it. Even still, I could not find anything to link Morgan to his illegal activities. As such, it has come time to become more proactive in this mission. I must bring BSAA agents here and then disguise myself in order to deceive them into thinking that Veltro has managed to survive. Any of Morgan's spies in the BSAA will try to contact him, and that's when we'll get our chance. According to O'Brien's report, Morgan's dogs has already attacked the fake base we set up. The parameters of this mission are quite fluid. As such, leave lethal options on the table. I'll do whatever it takes to see this mission through, even if it costs my life. That's in the Grand Hall of the Hall on the Queen Zenobia. That's in like chapter 10. Daily Courier article 2. A bit of a shorter one now. London Daily Courier. Who commands the general by Donizetto. That one again with the weird names. Is he just a shadowy figure manipulating events from off stage, or is he just a hero leading the charge against bioterrorism? Anyone who has heard as General Morgan Lansdale gave a speech will be immediately struck by his intelligence and keen insight. That charisma that charms his audience served him well in the cloak and dagger world of the international espionage he occupied for many years. He was able to charm Congress into expanding the charter of his group to find and deal with bioterrorism threats. Which brings us to today. Lansdale has not only commands the FBC, but also the Federal Species Protection Committee. He refuses to give up either of these posts. Lansdale created the FBC to handle bioterrorism. The organisation is a major player on the international stage of public safety and animal welfare, and that is all thanks to Lansdale. But the question remains, is he a hero or is he a monster? Only time will tell. That is in the large office in Terra Grigia in episode 11 too. And the final one, Dante Alighieri, that one there, an offering to the dead. A passage has been underlined. How Lorraine maketh them like up to dogs. One side they make shelter for the other. Off turn themselves the wretched reprobates. Dante, that one there. There. There's something written on the edge of the page in sloppy handwriting. Those who offer their lives to the doctrine walk forever walk the path with the great Jack Norman. And Jack Norman is basically the guy at the very end. He's like the final boss. So it was him who basically did it all, as well as like Morgan Lansdale. A dining room, upper decks, Queen Dido, that's the sunken ship that was been at the bottom of the sea all the time. That's on the final level, and that was it. That was quite a lengthy one, really lengthy, an hour long. Jesus. Right, the next file readings will be of Resident Evil 5. Hopefully it won't take as long. And that will be on Thursday. Tomorrow I'll be having the next episode of Liminal Universe. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.